It is January 17th, 2025. We're here in the laundry room of the unit at the backs of 2755 Hornblend Street, San Diego, California, 92109. Got multiple units back here. We're going to go from this 2-inch clean out to try to get into the main sewer and look across the sewer line, just make sure we don't find any issues going on the system from the previous time it was inspected. So I'm going to push across the pipe here, see if we can get down the system. All the pipes are ABS plastic, as you can see to this point, and we don't see anything wrong with the system yet. Okay, here we've got a little bit of standing water. I believe when we recorded and inspected this property several years ago when it was being purchased, we did have a sag or a belly to the line for quite a distance at certain points in the system, so we'll double check that and see how it is and if it's still causing any buildup or any issues greater in the system. You see we kind of came out of that little sag belly there. Now here's the turn on the system. I believe this line runs all the way to the fence line, which would be the west side of the property, and then heads towards the front house and then connects. Okay, here's where we've got a large pooling of water, as you can see. But we're mostly seeing water in here, just a little bit of debris, not much. And so we can see the top of the water moving for how much water is being held in the system. Kind of coming out of that one, it looks like right there. Again, even though there's a sag belly, it is overall not collecting and holding paper and feces and a bunch of other heavy grease and food from the units. A little bit more standing water right here. Doesn't appear too deep though. A little bit of buildup, fat and grease, but very minor. Those look like cobwebs there, those aren't roots. Line still looks good. We're coming up on 100 feet. Some more cobwebs there. We're past 100 feet right here, so we're going to pause the video for a second and go double check the side of the house. I don't recall there being cleanouts over there, but we're going to double check. Okay, so definitely no cleanouts along the side, the west side of the buildings and properties to head all the way to the front of the house. So we're going to go ahead and run a little bit of water right now to help push the camera out this long distance that we're out. So eventually you're going to start to see some water run by our camera here. It's going to aid us to get out to the front until we get to the spot where we run another camera from the front house. So debris there caking up in front of the lens. So we're going to wait till some of that water gets in the front. Some water that's aiding the movement of the camera, but again, there's a little bit of gunk on the bottom of the pipe that's restricting our view right here. So let's see if that water will help rinse it off here. It catches up. see we've got the water running by. There we go. I'm going to slowly help clean off that fat and grease that might be on the front of our lens. There we go. You can see the line is open. We don't have much of a view right now, but we kind of expected this, but here we go. It opened up a little bit there. We can see the line is functioning fine. We're at 130 feet. We don't have too much more we can push out on this camera, plus with the long distance, even with the running water, but yeah, we're going to have to stop there. We're out really long distance, and this is going to put some stress on our cable here, just trying to get it come backwards. So we know that everything's working fine and everything is plastic, and we don't see anything new on the system all the way to this point that there's any area of concern. We're going to go ahead though and pause and locate to see how far we are into that side yard of the front house. Okay, so this distance of over 136 feet is all the way in the front yard in front of the house. So we did travel across this back unit along the whole side of the properties, past the front house, and most of the front yard. We're only about 3 feet away from the city sidewalk on Hornblend. So we're going to leave this camera in for right now. We're going to take a second camera and go on the rooftop of the front house and look at the lines. And we'll start with the first one to go across the bathroom to see that we see the intersection between the house pipes and the one that we're in right now with this camera. Okay, so we're on the rooftop of the front house. We're over about the middle of the rooftop. Approximately, we're over the hall bathroom. We look back this way in the corner. There's a smaller vent for the master bathroom. So we're going to start though with this 3-inch vent here. Go down through here into the main sewer line. Here's our drop into the horizontal cast iron. So it's a little bit smaller camera, so it's not self-leveling. So the bottom of the pipe is kind of on the top of the screen right now. We can see the cast iron looks nice and round and smooth. We don't see any real debris in the system. Cast iron is looking in good condition for this main sewer. Again, we will check the other bathroom and we will check the kitchen if we can get the camera through the turns that might require. The bottom of the pipe looks intact, doesn't look like it's falling apart. And nothing else on the line. At 40 some odd feet, we're getting close to probably leaving the foundation of the property, getting into the front yard here, if not already. Still looks in good condition. Looks like we've got a T-junction right there. That may be a buried clean out at about 50 feet for sure. 50 feet could definitely be putting us in the yard where there might be that. And then here's a transition to the plastic, so we can see that here's our intersection where they may have had another line dumping in, probably from the back units possibly, so we could be coming up to that portion. Here's a T-junction there in the bottom left. We may be just falling short of where the other camera would tie in. Yeah, in fact, here's the Greenbelt PVC and the city's clean out that they put in. That might be by the sidewalk area. We'll have to double check, but looks like the other camera is just missing dumping into this portion of the system. But you can see now we're in Greenbelt plastic PVC. The city and their contractors replaced all of this line. So We don't need to go any further on that. That's all new. The good news is that the cast iron looks all in good condition. Again, here's the plastic where the front units dump into right there. As we back up, here's the original cast iron. Here was an original property line clean out, or clean out in the front that they had used for testing purposes. So we don't see anything wrong with the cast iron right here. We're going to go ahead and pause the video. We're going to grab another camera and go from the other bathroom up to this bathroom's point to check the condition of the main sewer and the other portion of the house. Okay, so we're over the master bathroom now. So over there by the vents is our other camera system. So we're going to go down this smaller 2-inch pipes. We've got an even smaller camera here. So sometimes the lighting on the smaller camera will be a little bit darker of a view, but to get through the piping here, here we go. Looks like a clean pipe overall. So a little bit of toilet paper, feces looks like right there in the system. A little bit of debris. There we go. Camera's pushing through that. A little bit of standing water right there. Looks like we're dragging some debris. We're going to pause for 1 second and pull this back. We're going to run some water through the system to kind of flush this debris out that we see in the system right there with a bunch of water. So pull all the way back. There we go. We're going to go ahead and pause for a second. Okay, so we just ran a bunch of water. We just came up and we can see there's actually some standing water here in the system. We do see when we went down in there, we now realize that the master bathroom is only kind of a powder bathroom. There is no tub or shower, so it doesn't get a lot of water helping move stuff down. So we just ran 2 flushes down the toilet and ran the lav sink. It looks like we've got a stoppage in the line or partial buildup of something, because that water is not draining out. So yeah, here we go. Our camera is trying to push this out. There's actually a stoppage in the line with a lot of buildup. So you can see as our camera, look at all that toilet paper and feces. It's jammed up in the pipe. So we're going to try to use our camera to keep flushing this out and clear the line. Make sure all that stuff gets removed. So this was good timing that this line got inspected today, because it was about to back up over the weekend. Again, we just ran the lavatory sink, filled it up about a quarter of the way, flushed the toilet twice with no paper, just water, and we're all jammed up here. So yeah, this line is just solid full of debris. You can see as we pull back and forth, see the paper? It's almost like a wall of grease just falling back over itself and clogged. Our camera's creating a little hole, and then see, it just seals up on itself. So we may have to use an actual snake and cable to get this opened up. We're going to give it another minute here, try to see if we can push through this and keep opening it up to agitate the paper. We're going to run some more water down the system. We need a lot of water to flush this debris out and help break it up. So we're going to pause the video while we continue to go downstairs and get some water running. Okay, so we've had water running, and we still can't clear this with the camera. You can see it's a solid wall of lots of paper and feces. So we're going to have to go ahead and pull out the other camera that's in the line, as well as this one, and put a regular drain cable down through the line to snake this out. So we're going to pause the video while we get our drain equipment up. Okay, so we just went ahead and finished clearing the drain line. We used this really thick 3/8 cable here, and then a double-sided cutter bit to go down this smaller 2-inch vent for the main sewer. We cleared the line. We have water running through the the hall bathroom, so we'll see where that intersects with them. We're going to put this camera down through here, take a look at the pipe now. We can hear everything draining, so we flush the toilet one more time. Make sure we really got the rest of that debris hopefully out of there, and that's what this camera will check right now. So looking at the condition of this cast iron that we started to look at, but had a little bit of buildup, and then we found it was clogged actually. So you can see the pipe is still nice and round. The cast iron looks in good condition. Discoloration there from all the gunk that's been built up in there, building up. But the pipe is still fine. Here's our turn on the system right here. And here's all the water we have running. So this is the intersection of the pipe where the master bathroom connects to the hall bath. And we've already looked at this hall bath line out, but we're going to push this a little bit down the line because we're going to take the other camera we have on the roof and try to go through the vent for the kitchen. There is a clean out at the ground level for the kitchen. I don't know if we're going to be able to unscrew that or access it, but we're going to try to inspect the kitchen line. But the good news is that the main sewer looks completely fine, and we don't see any problems or issues with this that need to be attended to at all. At any point in the near future, we can tell. So we're going to leave the camera right here just past 51 feet. We're going to go ahead and pause the video and move the other camera to try to inspect the kitchen line. Okay, so here on the west side of the house, here's the kitchen vent. We're going to see if this has a lot of cockroaches in the line. We're going to see if this is a straight shot down into the pipe, or if we have a lot of turns and twists. Doesn't look like it. Looks like there was a repair done at some point here. You can see there's an ABS pipe right here. And going back to cast iron here just above the slab, it looks like. So it looks like they had done some repairs on this inside the wall when maybe the kitchen was remodeled, or just had to do it even because of other reasons. So here's the 2-inch cast iron for the kitchen drain line. We haven't had to run water yet. We may need to, because you can see there's going to be some little chunky and food debris and other stuff, but the pipe is pretty much open. We just got some little food debris and stuff in there. So we're going to run some water right now so it doesn't jam up our camera, but the line so far looks in good condition. We're going to try to push this all the way across to get into the main sewer to make sure it looks good. We may have to snake this if this debris doesn't tumble down the line with the water in our camera, but we'll see here shortly. Okay, so we've got our water running through the kitchen sink. See if we can push through with this debris. There we go. And drag this all the way out to the main sewer where we have the other cable still in the line. So once we turn the water off, we should be able to see where we intersect, if not even... Oh, lots of cockroaches there. Holy moly. Right, that was a little weird. Expect to see that many in the line. There's our red cable. So here's the main sewer right here. You can see that's the other one we had pushed in from the master bathroom to clean out the line, and then just checked it. We left it in there so we could see the intersection. So we do have a clean junction between the kitchen, coming up the vertical, tons of cockroach bugs there, but the line is clear and open. It's got all this water running right here, but we needed that to help push it through the system. So the line's in good condition. The camera made it through no problem, which can be rare with cast iron. So since it made it through, there's really no problem. Nothing to be worried about on the kitchen either. So we'll go ahead and push this forward again, just to this junction here. There we go. All those cockroaches there will come back just before that. That's before the turn on the line. We're going to go ahead and pause the video. We're going to shut the water off, and then we'll look at the line as we come back in reverse without the water running. Okay, so kitchen water is obviously off now as we go forward. Here's that turn where all the cockroaches were, leading to the vertical drop. So we'll check out this horizontal run now. Again, for a 2-inch old cast iron line, it's nice and open. The bottom's not falling in or falling apart. Relatively round, doesn't have tons of scale and buildup, so it looks in really good condition. So nothing to worry about under the slab of this house that needs to be taken care of before the flooring is done, so everything checks out. So we're just going to pull all our cameras back out right now, so everything is in good condition. We cleared the drain line with the clog in the master. We cleaned out the little bit of debris that was here in the kitchen line with just the camera alone. We didn't have to snake it. So everything is in good condition here on the property now. So that concludes the recording for 2755, 2751, and a few other units here on Hornblend Street.